Everybody. How's everybody doing? Good evening. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. We put up a story on our Instagram stories. What is your favorite childhood memory? Mine is um, my dadi in the center, my brother and me on the side, and dadi telling us beautiful bedtime stories, or a rainy day and me by the window and reading comic books. So today's guest is Amin Haq. He is a storyteller, he's a story coach, and he is the founder of Storywala. So let's hear his story. Give us just one moment. Hey Amin, how are you?
Very good and happy to be here. Thank you.
So good to see you.
Likewise.
I mean, when I actually heard about your work in the beginning, I was so intrigued because, stories are, paradigms are made from stories, and stories shift those paradigms. And we are covering stories of people that shift those paradigms at the paradigm shift. And I'm so glad to have you here.
I love talking about stories and thank you for having me over.
How nice. So a lot of your followers are here. Roshni is my friend. Hi, Roshni. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let's get into it. I mean, tell us what are stories.
Uh,
Let's get into definitions.
you know what? I never loved definitions in school, and
Neither.
I was never a big fan of definitions. But uh, so let me try and say this very simply: that stories are the deeper truth about anything. So if we have to
Right,
try and understand anything in the truest sense,
right,
the deepest answer to any question will be found in the form of a story. तो किसी भी सवाल का गहरा जवाब, जैसे कि मरने के बाद हमें क्या होता है, हम कहाँ जाते हैं,
yeah,
आपको साइंस में नहीं
right,
मिलेगा, आपको वो जवाब कहानी में मिलेगा. यहाँ आने से पहले मैं कहा था, वो जवाब आपको आसानी से नहीं मिलता, आपको
correct,
कहानी में मिलेगा. बट इवन other questions, that so both science and stories go hand in hand, because I like to believe, and since you asked for a definition, I'll give you a definition. Story is, to me, truth well told, and there are two parts of
wow,
that definition. The first part is truth, the second part is well told. Now, good stories need to be truthful. When I say truthful, I don't mean forensic sense. I don't mean truthful, but they must come from a larger universal truth, a human truth. But a lot of times, people present the facts or truth, but there's no well told in that. So when truth meets well told and both of them come
right,
together, that becomes a story. Uh, I also say,
beautiful.
story is wisdom disguised as entertainment. So there's no denying the fact that stories are entertainment. At,
Yeah,
at the fundamental level, stories need to entertain. They need to grab your attention, they need to hook you, and they need to keep you hooked. But when
right.
we look at the content of stories, we can get ambitious there. And good story content is wisdom disguised as entertainment.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Shall I
Uh,
give
so
you,
uh, tell,
shall I give you an example of this?
yes, yes,
So I think we're just warming up, but the best way to illustrate that is through a story. So take a leadership uh, kind of a lesson that one wants to convey to someone. This incident that I'm going to narrate is an incident that happened in my life. I was, I was part of an organization before I quit and started Storywalas. And in organizations, you have something called performance appraisals. So I was going to conduct
right,
performance appraisal, and it was time for meeting the team members. They would come to my cabin. We'd look at the last year. We would set goals for the next year. We would give them feedback. And one by one, I finished all the conversations. Now it was time for the best performer. The last person was the best performer in my team, and that person had to come in. So I was waiting in my room making notes, and this person comes in, slams the door open, slams the door closed. I look up, and this guy is standing there, collars raised. So I motioned this guy to sit down, and he sits down on a chair, crosses his arms, crosses his legs, or puts his hand behind his head. And that expression in his eyes is telling me, let's get over with the formality. जल्दी ये सब खत्म करते हैं, आप मेरे को नंबर बता दो बस. आपको भी पता है, मुझे भी पता है, I have done well. So why don't you? I didn't know what to tell. I didn't know what to say, because nothing in life had prepared me for something like this. So all my notes went flying out of my window, and all I remembered was a story. It's a well-known story. It's not a story that is unique, but I think it was relevant at that point of time. It's a story of two wonderful cricketers. Both of them started playing school cricket together. One of them went on to become the most famous cricketer in the world. The other one, everyone has forgotten who that guy was. And many of you may have guessed it right. It's the story of Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kambli. Now, most people know, most cricket fans know this, that Vinod Kambli was the better cricketer. He was a left-handed player. He had a wider range of shots. And this is not what I'm saying. This is what the experts used to say, that Vinod Kambli was a much better cricketer. And don't go by opinions. Let's go by facts. Let's go by stats. So who scored the first double century, Sachin or Vinod? It was Vinod Kambli. Who had the higher, who had the higher aggregate runs, or more aggregate runs? Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. It was Vinod Kambli. And in both formats of the game, who had the higher batting average, which is, we're going by statistics, for year 1, year 2, year 3, it was Vinod Kambli, not Sachin. So what happened to Vinod Kambli then? Well, he had all the talent, he had all the records and all the statistics going for him. But he had one more problem: attitude. And therefore, when the coaches would announce net practice and say, see you guys tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock for net practice, Mr. Kambli was not there at 6 o'clock. He would swagger in fashionably late at 6:15 or 6:30. Tendulkar was also not there at 6 o'clock. He was there at 5:30, half an hour before everyone. In school, we studied simple interest and compound interest. Mr. Tendulkar was compounding. And 5 years later, Kambli got dropped and Sachin was retained, and he went on from there onwards. And we know the rest of the story, but I'd like to say 2 or 3 things. One, many people made their debut after Sachin. Yuvraj, Sehwag. Now, Sachin doesn't have the records that Yuvraj has. Yuvraj scored 6 sixes in an over. Sachin didn't. Sehwag has many records that Sachin doesn't. But Sachin started playing earlier. He retired later than many of these guys who started playing after him. Sachin doesn't have 300. Sehwag has a 300. And 300 is like, scoring the entire team's total single-handedly. But he did that. Sachin never had that. But what is interesting to me is that even after 15 years, 20 years of playing, when he had achieved everything and he was considered God, when the coaches would announce net practice and say, see you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, sometimes the Sehwag would be late, sometimes the Yuvraj would be late. But Sachin was still there before everyone. He had that hunger for the game. Now, that's all I did. I told that story that day. And my colleague, my teammate, a couple of years have gone by since that incident. And he still calls me and says, मैं बाकी सब भूल गया, मुझे याद नहीं है उस दिन क्या हुआ था, लेकिन वो कहानी मुझे याद है. And the message of the story is pretty simple, that in life, talent is overrated and hard work is underrated. But when you combine talent and hard work, that's true success. That's when you win a marathon, because life तो marathon race है. अब ये गहरा सच है जिंदगी का. इसको मैं आपको कोड के थ्रू समझाने की कोशिश कर सकता हूँ, ये मैं आपको मैनेजमेंट बुक के थ्रू समझाने की कोशिश कर सकता हूँ. But that's what I meant, that the deepest truths of life are best explained through a story. That's what story does.
Beautiful, beautiful. I can actually imagine the expression of that person who came in like with his collar and all. He would have gone like, who's like a balloon.
And he was a, by the way, he was a star performer. And he continues,
Okay,
the good thing is he continues to be a star performer because he says,
okay,
I realize the value of hard work and discipline.
okay. Amazing. So, Amin, tell us, what is the role of a storyteller? And I love this, okay? Please feel free to tell stories at every question. I love hearing stories.
The role of a storyteller, well, the fundamental role of a storyteller is to entertain. The fundamental role of entertainment is to give you much more than time pass. Is to give you
Right,
answers for life. Is to, when you are hurting, to apply balm, malham lagana.
right.
When you are flying too high, आपको caution करना. That's what good entertainment is supposed to do. So fundamental role of a storyteller is to entertain, but more important than that is the responsibility that this task comes with, which is, which story should I tell? So to sense
Yeah,
the need of the story, जैसे डॉक्टर दवाई देने का काम करता है, a good storyteller has to sense what is the need of the audience. To which
hmm,
audience am I telling a story and why? And then pick the right story. And that's a very big responsibility, because just like
right,
expired medicines can cause harm, there are stories which should not be told. ऐसा नहीं है कि कहानी
right.
सुनानी है तो कहानी सुनानी है, कोई भी कहानी चुन लो और कहानी सुना लो. ये बहुत जिम्मेदारी वाला काम है, बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी. बिकॉज द मोमेंट योर स्टोरी टेलर स्टैंड्स अप टू टेल स्टोरीज, पीपल लिसन. अगर आप अच्छे,
Yeah,
थोड़े से एवरेज भी हो, अच्छे डिसेंट स्टोरी टेलर हो, तो लोग सुनेंगे.
right.
People have given you attention. It is the
Yeah,
scarcest commodity in the world, because all of us, if we have one currency in common, you know, your religion may be different, my religion may be different, your gender may be different, my gender may be different, you make more money, I make less money, whatever, but there's one currency we all have in common. It is time. तो जब कोई
yeah,
आपको वक्त देता है, the biggest responsibility of a storyteller is, how am I paying you back in return for that time? And that's why the storyteller needs to choose the right story. अभी मैंने कहा कि जैसे हर दवाई अच्छी नहीं होती, उसी तरह से हर कहानी अच्छी नहीं होती. So there are stories which are like expired medicines. They may be relevant for some time, but they are not good enough right now. For example, stories of, you know, when we've grown up, Deepshika, you would have heard stories of wicked stepmothers. Now,
yeah,
given today's day and age, given the divorce rates that we see today, what right does it give, any storyteller to tell a story like that? Because when you tell a story like that, you're poisoning a child's mind. Again,
yeah.
you never know what can happen in life. Now, what gives
Correct,
you the right to paint all stepmothers with a black brush? गलत,
correct.
बहुत गलत काम है. So that's what I mean कि ये जिम्मेदारी वाला काम है.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. So, I mean, let's go back into your early days, your childhood. What molded the story wala in you?
My mother was a teacher, and the biggest gifts we got was the gift of education, the gift of books,
Hmm,
the gift of
hmm.
we had access to a lot of books because my mother was a teacher. She would bring back from the library. You remember when we were growing up, there were magazines like the Illustrated Weekly. It was edited by
Yeah,
Khushwant Singh. Now it had nice
okay.
cartoons. So we would read the cartoons, then sometimes we would linger on and read something else. There was a magazine called Dharma Yug. So my mother, whenever the new edition would come to the library, she would bring that home. So she used to be a reader. And when your parents are readers, children become readers. आजकल देखिए ये बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. स्कूल में पेरेंट्स जाते हैं और टीचर से कहते हैं, प्लीज टेल माय चाइल्ड not to have junk food. Please tell my child to have green leafy vegetables. फिर वो कहते हैं टीचर से, प्लीज कैन यू प्लीज टेल माय चाइल्ड टू रीड. माय चाइल्ड इज नॉट रीडिंग. एंड आई ऑफन वंडर, बच्चा आपका है या टीचर का? बच्चा आपकी बात मानेगा या टीचर की? 2/3 of the time the kid is spending with you. School is only for 6 hours or 8 hours. दिन में 24 घंटे.
Right.
So 2/3 of the time,
Correct.
the child is. So you are watching Big Boss on television, and you say "Beta padho," and you say "Beta padho." Your child is not going to read. The child
Correct.
is going to do what you do. So the biggest gift I got from my mother was the gift of reading, because she used to read, and she used to bring these books home, and I used to read. I remember we also had a library right across our house, like a small library, community library, where you could go after school in the evenings and spend time. And we used to have Indrajal comics there, and Amar Chitra Katha there. So I used to just go across the road and read those books. And so that's the gift I got from my mother.
Yeah. Amazing. And that molded the story wala in you?
Readers become better storytellers. In fact,
right.
I also believe not just storytellers, but readers go on to become leaders. Readers become many things, but it is the cheapest form of travel, reading.
Yes, it's magical, absolutely. So tell us, Amin, about how did Storywalas form, the organization?
Sure. So I was just talking about my childhood. Reading was a large part of it, but I also got in school. I got introduced to public speaking. I got encouraged to take part in theater right from high school or senior grade school. So 7th, 8th, 9th, I was acting in school productions. By 10th grade, I had written my first play. It was not nice, actually. I'm very embarrassed about it. But I got encouraged by my teachers. So 11th and 12th, in college, public speaking, elocutions, debate competitions, and theater became a large part of my life. And I fell in love with theater because it was a wonderful medium where you could be in stage, get into somebody else's character, and say whatever you want to say. I loved it. I studied business administration, and then I did a course in advertising from Mike Ahmedabad, and was picked up from campus to join Ogilvy, which is one of the best advertising agencies in India. I went to Mumbai, joined Ogilvy in Mehta. Now, advertising is one kind of storytelling where you tell stories about brands, and you have to tell stories very quickly in 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It teaches you a lot about how to communicate and how to influence people through the narrative. And after office hours, I used to go and do theater. Now, advertising is one kind of storytelling, and theater is another kind of storytelling.
Right.
That's what I've done for most of my life. And then I dabbled a little in photography, which is like visual storytelling. So at one point of time, having worked enough, when I was wondering what to do next, I stumbled upon actually a storyteller. There's a lady called Geeta who runs an institute called Kathalaya, and I ran into her and I asked her, Geeta, what do you do? She said, I tell stories. And I remember I told Geeta, and we still laugh about it. I said, ये सब तो ठीक है. What do you do for livelihood? ये तो आपका शौक होगा. So she said, नहीं, this is the only thing I do. And that was something that shook me up. And then I said, okay, Geeta कर सकती है, तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. It's like, how you get inspired by a cricketer. अच्छा, वो ऐसा खेल रहा है, मैं भी खेलूंगा cricket. So in that way, I said, all right. At least it gave me a lot of confidence that one can actually make a livelihood telling stories. That gave me courage to start up. So I remember, there used to be a cafe coffee day or a barista at Leela. So Leela was an expensive hotel, but the barista within there was cheaper. So I went with a few friends, and we sat
Huh.
that barista, ordered coffee, and we brainstormed a bit. And we brainstormed a few names, and they encouraged me, and we came up with the name Storywalas, and then I started up.
Okay.
That's how it happened.
Wow. So beautiful. So you also started telling stories at a school for kids with autism and cerebral palsy. So how different were the techniques that you used on them against the ones that you use on neurotypical people?
Uh, we started there actually. So
Yeah.
it's a great question, because this is in continuation of my journey, of Storywalas journey.
Yeah.
When we set up
Yeah.
Storywalas and we said, okay, we've started. Start करने के बाद क्या? So we've started. We have an office, and I didn't know what to do because nobody would call us. So my
Yeah.
friend said, देखो ऐसा नहीं होता कि स्टोरी वालास का बोर्ड लगा लिया, स्टोरी वालास कह लिया और शुरू हो गए. शुरू होने के लिए
Hmm.
to go and tell stories somewhere. So where will you tell
Right.
stories? I said, I don't know. So a friend said, why don't we go to Spastics? I know someone at Spastics. Let's meet the principal. So we met Kaveri ma'am, who's the principal of Spastics Society in Karnataka, here in Indranagar at Bangalore. And I remember Kaveri ma'am asked me, I mean, had you told stories before? Now, I had done theater before, I had done advertising before, but I hadn't told stories to children. So I said, no, I haven't. She said, okay, don't worry. Have you told stories to autistic children? I said, when I have not told stories at all. She said, don't worry, come in and start telling, but be warned that they may have low attention spans. So that's how we
Yeah.
started. We started telling
Yeah.
stories every Friday at Spastic Society of Karnataka, and it's been 9 years since, or 8 years since we
Wow.
started. I forget. We haven't missed a single Friday. Every Friday. We started with a single class. Uh, Most of the years we've done two classes, and when I went in, I thought, how would we tell even for 20 minutes? A single class is for 40 minutes. But here's what happened. We finished at 40 minutes and children would say one more. Uh, but to
Wow.
answer your question, there are a couple of things you have to keep in mind when you tell to kids with autism. Number one, try to use props or aids like picture cards. So you can use picture cards to tell a story. So when you say something like when you introduce a character like a frog, you have to show what a frog looks like.
Okay.
So say
Okay.
and show, very important.
Okay.
Uh,
Right.
Also, take simple stories in simple language. The language should not be abstract, because uh, one may not be able to make the connections to comprehend abstract words and abstract
Correct.
concepts. The third thing that
Correct.
we did was use a lot of repetition. Fourth thing, we reduced the body language. Typically, storytellers are very animated, but
Hmm.
when working with special needs kids, it's important that sometimes and here's a mistake that some people make, because you're not getting a response, because they may
Yeah.
not be looking at you or they may not be responding to you. People tend to become more animated. They try to work harder. It actually backfires, because
Okay.
some children may get scared. So,
Oh.
storytellers lean forward and go forward. They bend in and they try to, bend down towards the kids. That scares the kids even
Yeah.
further. So you have
Okay.
to respect
Okay.
your boundaries. You have to trust
Okay.
your craft. You have to trust the
Okay.
story. And you don't have to try too hard. You have to let the story do the work. So 5 things. Choose simple stories, avoid abstract language, use a lot of props and story cards or visuals to reinforce what you're talking about. Use repetition. And last one, trust the story. Don't go too close. Don't be too animated. Uh,
Okay.
and
Beautiful.
I know this now after having learned this, that they may not be, a lot of kids, They're sitting on wheelchairs, somebody's slurping. They may not make eye contact, but I know they are listening. And you have to trust yourself, and they are listening, because when you go back, the class is ended and you're moving out, then that child will use that phrase that was used as repetition in the story. That child was.
Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is really nice. Okay, so give me a minute. Okay.
This reminds me of an incident. My mom, you'll see that I talk a lot about my mom, because I was raised by a single parent, by my mother. So when I was quitting advertising, my mother asked me, my mother's a Malayali, and Malayalis use a lot of sarcasm. They are very witty. So she said, "Acha beta, kya karoge?" So I said, I'm going to tell stories. So she asked me 3 questions. Number 1 was this one. Ki, "Acha beta, kya karoge?" So I said, I'm going to tell stories. So she said, very nice. Such a noble thought. Itna नेक ख्याल है. कहानी सुनाओगे. बढ़िया, बढ़िया, बढ़िया.
Okay.
Then the second question was, इसके तुम्हें कोई पैसे देगा? Will somebody pay you for it? So I said, I have no clue. I don't know yet. There's only one way of finding out, by doing it.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. Only one way of finding out, by doing it. Abhi to pata nahi hai. And the third question she told me was, she asked me was this: तेरा दिमाग तो नहीं खराब हो गया?
Oh my God, that is
You haven't
beautiful.
gone mad. But the first time, actually, my mother came to listen to me tell stories. One of the first times was at Spastic Society. So she came with me,
Okay.
and
Okay.
she came with me to Spastic Society, and then she sat at the back of the class, where the teachers would stand, and then the children would be there, and I would be at the front of the class. And she doesn't speak much, but I could see satisfaction and pride in her eyes. After that, she's come along with me for many of my sessions. But that was, I think, one of the first times when she experienced the work that I do.
Wow, that is beautiful. So you just made me cry with that one line, when you said when you leave and then the child repeats that phrase. That is so amazing, awesome. So Amin, this is like another one that you were actually flown in to a wedding to tell stories of love. Tell us about this. This is amazing.
Well, this is actually a friend of mine. He is the founder of Neem Rana. Neem Rana Properties. So they have hotels. They restore heritage properties.
Okay.
So Aman Nath is the founder.
Okay.
Co-founder. His other co-founder was
Okay.
his partner, his French partner. So Aman and I met each other at Odisha Lit Fest in Bhubaneswar, where I was telling stories.
Okay.
Then there is a fondness. So Aman doesn't have, okay. Aman's godson was
Okay.
was getting married. So they had friends and relatives, and the marriage was taking place at a beautiful Neem Rana property. Not Neem Rana, the place, but they have many properties. So this was a fort, 800-year-old fort in Rajasthan, which had been revived, and they do beautiful restoration work there. The wedding was over, and the idea was, the friends, family members, and just the couple, friends and family members. The weddings, especially celebrity weddings, can be very exhausting affairs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they didn't want to go anywhere. They just wanted to stay back and spend 2-3 more days at that property, relaxing with friends and family. And I remember it was a beautiful setting, on the terrace of the fort. The sun was setting, and just the friends and family. And I told love stories. Now, when I say love stories, it conjures up all kinds of images in people's heads. What are love stories like? Are there stories for adults? Yes, there are stories for adults. They are not stories for kids. But it's only because kids don't relate to them. It doesn't have any adult content. In fact, it's beautiful content, and there are love has so many colors and shades.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
shade of, there's falling in love. There's that innocence at the time when you are possessed by the idea of love, and then there is discovering more to each other. जब वो रंग गहरा होता है, जो कच्चा
Yeah.
जब धीरे धीरे गहरा होने लगता है ना, तो
Correct.
वो भी एक रंग होता है प्यार का. और भी बहुत सारे रंग होते हैं. जब हम शादी करते हैं तो सिर्फ एक इंसान से नहीं करते, पूरे खानदान से करते हैं. उसके
Yeah.
साथ तो वो खानदान अपना अपना जो है वो रेनबो भी लेकर के आता है. तो वो सारे रंग भी आते हैं. उससे
Right.
उससे फिर थोड़ी खिटपिट भी होती है, तो वो भी एक रंग है, खिटपिट की, जिसमें
Correct.
रूठना और मनाना होता है. तो
Right.
रूठना और मनाना ये भी एक प्यार का बड़ा जरूरी रंग है.
Yes.
कई बार जेलेसी भी होती है. जब when we become a little possessive and
Yeah.
थोड़ा कुड़ने लगते हैं कि अच्छा किसको ये ज्यादा अटेंशन दिया जा रहा है. सो वो भी एक रंग होता है.
Right.
और एक रंग
Correct.
होता है जहाँ पे फिर दिल भी टूटता है.
Yeah.
तो जैसे just like death is a truth of life, heartbreak is a truth of love. So ये सारे
Correct.
हैं. So in a session like this, what I try to do is paint the canvas with 4 or 5 of these colors, 4 or 5 of these short stories. It was beautiful to tell that to a couple which was starting out, because they would experience heartbreak at some point of time. There would be jealousy, which they must have experienced at some point of time. But अभी ये रंग गहरा नहीं था, अभी ये गहरा होने आ रहा था. तो वो सारी कहानियां वो सुनाने का बड़ा अलग ही मजा होता है.
Correct. Beautiful. That is so beautiful. I can actually visualize that whole sunset on a fort, 800-year-old fort. That's amazing. Okay, so tell us about Leher. You did a campaign for child abuse, against child abuse. So what was this about? How did that go?
Oh, that was an association with an NGO. The best part about being a storyteller is the kind of projects you get pulled into. So it was a really, really satisfying one, where we got pulled into creating awareness about child sexual abuse. Now we know that the numbers are staggering, not just in India but worldwide. But when we come to India, the numbers are staggering. According to a study, 40%, when we define sexual abuse in the broadest possible way, typically we think of a violation or rape or that, but that's only one form of sexual abuse. There are all other kinds of sexual abuse. Inappropriate touch, inappropriate stares, looking at somebody inappropriately. It leaves a ये एक, जैसे अगर गरम चिमटा किसी को लगा दो ना, तो वो स्किन जल जाता है और कई साल लगते हैं उसको हील करने में, और कई बार कुछ चीजें हील ही नहीं होती, वो निशान रह जाता है जिंदगी भर के लिए. सो चाइल्ड सेक्सुअल अब्यूज इज समथिंग लाइक दैट. उसकी निशान रह जाते हैं. सो it could be just use of inappropriate language, which leads to that. There are so many forms about that, of that. The other big problem with child sexual abuse, as you know this, and many of the listeners may know this, that a lot of that abuse is perpetrated by known people, by people who are not strangers, but people in the known circle.
Right.
Therefore, there are 2 or 3 things that are important when you craft messages. Number one, create awareness that what is right, what is not right. But that alone is not enough. One has to go further than that and give courage, or inspire the courage to say no and speak up, which is very important, because one is very confused. One doesn't know what to do. Somebody you trust is doing it. So to inspire the courage, what stories like this do is, first, And why it's important to tell stories and trust that the story does its job is, when you tell a story, the first thing that a story does is it tells you, I am not alone. That you are not alone. That this happened to someone else as well. Because
Yeah,
as somebody who suffered abuse, the first thing that comes to your mind is, ये मेरे साथ क्यों हो रहा है? I must have done something wrong. तभी ये मेरे साथ हो रहा है. So
right.
when you listen to a story, it tells you you are not the only one. ये दूसरों के साथ
Correct.
हो रहा है. And then when you tell stories of hope, when you tell stories and the resolution in that story has to be important, then it says that if that person could do this, I can also do this.
Hmm.
कि अगर वो
Hmm.
अपनी आवाज उठा सकता था, if that person could raise a voice, I can. So in some ways, stories restore balance. When something is out of
Yeah.
order, a story restores balance. That's what it does. And it was very satisfying to do that. By the way, going back to spastics, the satisfaction of this work is, kai baar, when you're standing there, a stranger comes and hugs you. When I say a stranger, a child, that's
Hmm.
the return gift of the work we do. But the best return gift that we've got so far, and somebody asked me this, what's the best return gift you got for your work? It is this, that when we work with special needs children, with autistic kids, those children, their bodies develop faster than awareness. So
Hmm.
the child is physically 14 years old, but at the level of innocence, one is at 6 years old. So one trusts very easily, and one doesn't know
Hmm.
what to do. But the body is developed to that of a 14 or a 15-year-old. And
Yeah.
that's where also we've done this work. And the best return gift that we got was that a child was able to avert a situation.
Amazing. That is beautiful. That is amazing. So, similarly like this, you also had a campaign against for child's rights. So, how did that go?
Oh, this was uh, this was just recently during
Good.
lockdown. So 2020,
Right.
when lockdown started, one of the biggest things was that funds dried up for NGOs. A lot of
Hmm.
corporates were starting to witness a slowdown, and a lot of organizations like CRY, Child Relief and You. So this is the
Yeah.
organization that we did the fundraiser for. They they depend on corporates and CSRs, and they also do a lot of crowdfunding from
Yeah.
individuals. So uh,
Right.
now, when individuals themselves are losing jobs, when they themselves are facing issues of livelihood, uh,
Yeah.
when there is a slowdown all around you,
Hmm.
and when your relatives are in hospital, your expenses are going up. By
Yeah.
the way, provident fund withdrawals are at an all-time high. Almost 50% of people who have accounts with provident funds have withdrawn provident funds. So that's the amount of just to give you a sense of how difficult it is for
Yeah.
people. So then NGOs, they start running out of money, but they have children to they are responsible for the children that they have taken responsibility of.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can't say अब मैं स्कूल की फी बंद कर दूंगा जो किराए पहले पे करता था, या मैं आपको किताबें नहीं दे पाऊंगा जो मैं पहले देता था. So we had to CRY approached us and said, can we do a fundraising session? And we said, well, again, one of those fortunate ones that we got pulled into, and all we did was tell stories live, uh, but we invited people. Instead of buying tickets, the equivalent of buying tickets was that the money would go towards CRY, and we were really happy
Okay.
to do that and raise some some funds for children through CRY.
That is so good. That is so good. So, I mean, for everybody that is here and has not been on their page on Instagram, coming back to the one of child abuse, there are some, you have one-line stories on your page. I mean, and some of them are so hard hitting, so hard hitting. There's just one line, and you can actually imagine the entire scene that that child must have gone through. So, guys, whoever hasn't been on Storywalas, please go there and touch. And there are these beautiful one-line stories that you guys must read. Okay, now coming back to Storywalas, you have a teacher training course. So why do teachers need to tell stories?
Oh, a teacher needs to be a storyteller. A good teacher needs to be a storyteller. Let me explain this through something that you will be able to connect with. Close your eyes for a moment and think about your childhood. Think about your school time, and think about your favorite subject.
History.
Okay, it's very likely that when you thought of history, you also remembered your history teacher.
Yes.
And it's very likely that when I say, think about the subject you didn't like, or the subject you were scared of, you will also remember the teacher you didn't like. So you see,
Absolutely.
it's the teacher who makes a subject likable.
So true.
And if the teacher becomes a storyteller, any subject becomes likable.
Absolutely. 100%.
So we make teachers storytellers because, teachers, how do teachers become storytellers? Or forget that. How do teachers become teachers? They do B.Ed course or a Montessori course or a M.Ed course. And some of these, they're good curriculums, but some of these are very dated curriculums. They haven't been updated in time.
Right.
And one of the things missing in those curriculums is storytelling. How can it
Right.
be a storyteller? So we fill in that gap where we do workshops, long-term programs. The longest training program that we've done is a year-long training program where a teacher every week or every fortnight gets feedback on the story that they told. So it's a long-term program where we worked with a school in Bhubaneswar, KIIT, with a set of students over 1 year, and
Wow.
brought in transformation. Now, why that's important and why do we do this deep work? I almost feel so passionate about this that it's almost evangelical. And the reason is very simple if you think about it, Deepshika, that if you transform one teacher, in her 20 or 30 years of teaching, how many students are going to pass through her? So if you can improve a teacher's storytelling ability by 5%, just imagine through that how many kids you have been able to impact.
Yeah.
That's the
absolutely.
So that's the ROI on that. But let me answer this through another way. Why should teachers be storytellers? Here's why. आपने पाइथागोरस थ्योरम तो पढ़ा होगा ना? अच्छा, ग्रेविटी भी पढ़ा होगा आपने? ग्रेविटी प्रिंसिपल भी? अच्छा, बताओ ग्रेविटी का फॉर्मूला क्या है?
Don't ask.
Why? But you studied this in 9th. It was a definite exam question. Gravity, it was not like an obscure thing, and your success depended on this. So we mugged it up or we revised it many times. And some people even made those slips, no, पर्ची छुपा के इधर उधर कॉलर में रखा, यहाँ रखा. But despite all that effort, you forgot, no? Gravity. Okay. Can you explain Archimedes' principle to me? No? Okay. Can you explain the Pythagoras theorem to me?
No.
But do you remember a story about a thirsty crow?
Yes. In first standard.
So you remember what you learned in first, but you forgot what you learned in 8th. Do you remember a story about a hare and a tortoise?
Yeah.
See, that's the power of a narrative. That when you learn something through story, and this is, I'm explaining, actually not story, I'm explaining how the human brain functions. When the brain learns something through story, you remember it for life. And you'll never forget it. Let's go back to those questions that I asked you earlier. You may not be able to explain gravity, but don't you remember a story about a man who sat under a tree and an apple fell on his head?
Yes.
You may not be able to explain the Archimedes principle, but don't you remember a story about a man who filled water in the bathtub and then he was so excited when he made that discovery that he ran naked on the street shouting.
Eureka.
So that I knew that you know you'd remember a naked guy. But that's how stories work. We forget facts. We remember stories. Now imagine if these concepts could be taught through stories. Your favorite subject is history, Deepshika. We've got this wrong. You know, we've taught history through what happened when. कि पानीपत की लड़ाई कब हुई, World War I कब हुआ, World War II कब हुआ. Doesn't matter. What is important is World War क्यों हुआ. That's the more important question. We may forget कब हुआ, doesn't matter. But if we forget क्यों हुआ, we are doomed to repeat the same history. And that's why teachers need to be storytellers. So I thought I'll use these examples. Thanks for being so kind and playing along with me.
You're welcome. And so, but I need to know how do you teach a maths teacher to I don't give out your trade secrets, but have you been successful teaching a maths teacher to be a storyteller?
Yeah.
You have.
No, we don't teach. Actually, we don't. The best way, you know, what is the difference between coaching,
right,
mentoring, and training? And I must explain this because a lot of storytellers think I must find a math story and then I will train the math teacher to go and tell that story in the class. फिर तो टीचर में और तोते में कोई फर्क नहीं होगा ना. The teacher will learn a story and will just go and parrot that. See, I am not a math expert. Let me start. I am not even a story expert. You know, there's so many things about story that I don't know. But someone said this: if you want to learn something, try teaching it. You'll end up learning it faster. So I try storytelling. But I'm not a math expert. So the difference between training, which is I'm not a big fan of the word training, because training is, you take badminton. A trainer goes and says, "ये अपना दिमाग घर पे रख के आओ. You don't have to worry too much. I have played this game for 20 years. Let me teach you. This is how you play backhand. So your backhand shot must be like this." So the teacher is not supposed to bring his or her mind. The player is not supposed to bring his or her mind. That's training. Mentoring is slightly different. Mentoring is when the person says, "I have played this game for 20 years, so I know a little bit. I would have played this shot like this. That's what I would have done if I was in your place. But you make up your own mind. Don't necessarily go by what I do. So I would have played like this. You figure out how you want to play." There's no imposition that you must do it like this. That's mentoring. Coaching is still different. Coaching is where you ask the person, you train the person, you mentor the person, and after that comes coaching, where you say, you see the player opposite you. Think about that person's strengths and weaknesses. Now think about this backhand shot. What do you think is the best way to play it, given your strengths and your weaknesses? Coaching starts with this belief that the answer lies within the player. You just have to extract that. So when I work with math teachers, I don't tell them which story to tell. The story is there within them because they know the concept very well. Now I'll give an example. Children get very easily, children get confused between area, and just like, in science we get confused between revolution and rotation. Like that in maths, we get confused between area and perimeter or circumference. So how do I work with math teachers? We get a language teacher, a math teacher, and an art teacher to sit together. That's a triad. The language teacher knows vocabulary, the math teacher knows math, and the art teacher knows how to explain something visually. Then we share with them the story method, which is how to explain something through the form of narrative. That's what we coach the teachers on. Then once the teachers understood that, she can figure out how to explain the difference between the most powerful stories that we have seen have actually come from teachers, not from us. We have
Beautiful.
a bank of stories, math stories, but the most powerful of them have come from teachers, where three teachers, a science teacher, art teacher, and a language teacher, or a math teacher, language teacher, and science art teacher have sat together, come up with that story and how to explain a concept. But I'll give you a few.
Wow.
I think an example to banta hai, but I'm not giving you a simple math story. I'll give you actually a
Okay.
beautiful math story. Huh? So, बच्चों वाली कहानियाँ. And language
हाँ,
story perhaps. So,
right.
one day, all the numbers 0, 1, 2,
Hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they were playing together. And I don't know what, and I'm telling you, I'm not performing the story for you, I'm just going faster. But 9 looked at 8 and said, "Hey, 8, please come here." So 8 came running to 9 and said, "Yes, what is it, 9?" And 9, rolled up its sleeves and gave one tight slap to 8. And 8 was hurt and said, "Why did you do that to me?" And 9 said, "I can do whatever I want. I'm much bigger than you. You want to mess with me?" And 8 said, "No, no, no, it's all right." But it wasn't all right here. So 8 was wondering what to do for a long time. Then it saw 7 and said, "7, why don't you come here? I've got a secret to share with you." So 7 came running and said, "Pasa, pasa, kaan mein bataunga." And 7 came really close. And 8 rolled up its sleeves और ताड़ करके 7 को लगाया. So 7 was really hurt and said, "Why did you do that to me?" And 8 said, "I am much bigger than you. I can do whatever I want. You want to mess with me?" And 7 said, "No, no, it's all right." But 7 was not all right. So उसने 6 को बुलाया, जोर से लगाया. 6 ने 5 को बुलाया, 5 ने 4 को, 4 ने 3 को, 3 ने 2 को, 2 ने 1 को, और 1 ने 0 को बुलाया. और 0 आया पास में. और 1 ने हाथ बढ़ाया. और 0 ने हाथ मिलाया. और जब 1 और 0 मिल गए, तो वो आपस में मिलके बाकी सब नंबर से बड़े हो.
So beautiful.
You see, कई बार ऐसा वाला हाथ बढ़ाने से
Right.
ऐसा वाला हाथ बढ़ाना ज्यादा पावरफुल है.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, now from the teachers training course, let's talk about corporate training. So how is storytelling relevant in the corporate world?
Every leader needs to be a storyteller. I always believe this.
Oh.
No matter which business you are in, if you are in
Yeah,
business,
yeah,
storytelling is also your business.
right.
So if you are in
Correct.
business, you are also in the story business, and good stories happen to those who can tell them. But ऐसे तो लोग कम हैं who can tell.
Yeah,
Surrounded by people who struggle to share a good story. The work they do
right.
really up there. बड़ा अच्छा काम करते हैं.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you ask them to stand up and talk about it, and the story falls short. So
Yeah.
that's where we come in. And we truly
Good.
believe that every leader needs to be a storyteller.
Hmm.
And they should be able to tell the story of their work, not through PPT, but through a narrative. Yeah. If I meet you at a party and I say, "आप क्या करते हो?" You will not say, "एक second, मैं PPT खोलती हूँ." That's not what you say, right? But
Right.
that's what has become the norm. That पिछले महीने हमारा परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहा. 1 मिनट मैं रिव्यू प्रेजेंटेशन खोलता हूँ. So you get into the review PPT. अच्छा, आज से 3 साल के बाद हम कहाँ होंगे? 1 मिनट मैं विजन PPT खोलता हूँ. So everything has become a PPT. Where do we
Right.
want to go? Let me open the vision PPT. अच्छा, हमारा कल्चर कैसा होना चाहिए? Just 1 second. Let me open the culture and values PPT. So
Right.
it's almost as if we talk to each other through PPT.
Right.
We've learned that much before Microsoft, we learned Ramayana not through PPT. कोई महाभारत का पीपीटी बना के तो नहीं लाया था.
Correct.
कोई रिलीजन का पीपीटी बना के नहीं लाया था कि ये इस्लाम के 5 पिलर्स हैं, या ये सिखिज्म की वैल्यूज हैं, या बुद्धिस्ट ये बुद्धिस्ट स्टोरीज हैं, ये ज़ेन स्टोरीज हैं. ये हमने पीपीटी से तो नहीं सीखा था. ये तो हमने कहानी से सीखा था. We used to sit around a fire, tell each other stories, and the most important lessons of life we've learned through narrative. If business is important, so we're going through a phase in business where now we are returning back to roots, to where we came from, and narrative work has become important work. Induction होता है जब नए नए एम्प्लॉयज आते हैं, तो फर्स्ट डे इंडक्शन होता है जहाँ पे उनको कॉम्पेंसेशन पॉलिसीज, कंपनी पॉलिसीज वगैरह बताई जाती है. उसके बाद कोई आके लीडर बताता है जा रहे हैं, एंड देन आफ्टर दैट दे शेयर व्हाट इज द कल्चर एंड वैल्यूज ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. 3 दिन के बाद आप उस एम्प्लॉय से पूछ लो, अच्छा व्हाट आर द कल्चर एंड वैल्यूज ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. उसका जवाब वही रहेगा जो आर्किमिडीज, पाइथागोरस थोड़ी देर पहले भी हुआ था, ब्लैंक. But instead of that, you take every culture attribute, and alongside that, for every attribute of that culture, if you have a corresponding story, then it's likely that people will remember that story.
Beautiful.
So that's the work we do with leaders there. There's different kind of work, right? We work with startups. Startup founders need to be storytellers because you need to raise funds. And fundraising is one of the most difficult things to do. Get someone to write a check. आप उनसे पैसा निकलवा रहे हो, ये बहुत मुश्किल काम है. But the right story can play a role. So that's the work we do there.
Amazing.
But
somebody said
there's something more important. Sorry, why don't you go ahead? You were saying something.
No, carry on. I was talking about some comment. Please carry on.
Yeah, I was going to come to this, that something is more important than storytelling, and that is story listening. That the best storytellers, and people often confuse storytelling with oratory, storytelling with public speaking, storytelling with theater skills, being able to be a good public speaker. Na, ये सब बाद में आता है. This is like the तड़का on the dal. But अगर दाल अच्छी नहीं होगी तो फिर तड़के का कोई मतलब नहीं है. So the dal of storytelling is not telling, it is not oratory, it is not public speaking, it is none of that. It is listening. Because if you're not a good listener, you can never be a good storyteller. So a good teacher needs to be a good listener. A good leader needs to be a good listener. And a good storyteller needs to be a good listener.
Amazing. Okay, so there is a request. I don't know if you want to take this. Black Twinkle says, "Aao, please sing Aao thoda pagal ho jaye."
Okay.
Pagal
ho jaye.
Aao ho jaye. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do two things. First, I'll talk about listening, and then I think it will be the best close with Aao thoda pagal ho jaye. So
okay.
I'll talk about listening first. It's not just important for storytellers, but it's also important for parents. And parents need to be good listeners. We want our children to speak, and we can't wait when a child is born that they start speaking. और अरे 6 महीने का हो गया बच्चा, 8 महीने का हो गया, ये कब बोलना शुरू करेगा, ये कब मुझसे बातें करेगा, ये कब मुझको सवाल पूछेगा. We can't wait for that. और उसके बाद जब बच्चा सवाल पूछने लगता है तो बच्चा है, बार बार पूछेगा, ऐसा क्यों होता है, वैसा क्यों होता है. And then we start getting irritated and we say, we go to a restaurant with our friends and we say, देखते नहीं हो बड़े बात कर रहे हैं, आप एक काम करो बेटा, ये फोन लो. And we shut up. स्कूल पे जाता है बच्चा तो पूछता है, बार बार सवाल करता है टीचर से. टीचर कहता है चुप सुनो भी. बट द टीचर नहीं सुनना चाहता. हमारे राजा भी हैं, वो भी कहते हैं मन की बात सुनो. तो वो कहते हैं कि मेरे मन की बात सुनो. बट आवाम के मन की बात कौन सुनेगा, गरीबों के मन की बात कौन सुनेगा, माइग्रेंट्स के मन की बात कौन सुनेगा, विरोधी की बात कौन सुनेगा. सब अगर मन की बात ही करेंगे तो पेरेंट्स अपने मन की बात करते हैं, टीचर अपने मन की बात करता है, हमारे राजा साहब भी अपने मन की बात करते हैं. तो सुनना बड़ा जरूरी है. एंड there's a research I came up against, and the research says that the word children hear most often is no. By the time a child turns 10, the word they have heard most often is no. Just imagine the trauma of a child growing up. So, and then the second word on that list is keep quiet. And then I love you is also there, but it's at number 7. So troubled by that, I wrote a poem. So I'll share that poem with you. It's an appeal from youngsters to kids, to from youngsters to parents. It's an appeal from youngsters to grown-ups. It's an appeal from youngsters to teachers. And the title of that poem is चुप रहो. कि जब हंसता हूँ तो हंसने दो, जब हंसता हूँ तो हंसने दो, जब रोता हूँ तो रोने दो. ये भी क्या बात हुई कि जब देखो ये कहते हो चुप रहो, चुप रहो, चुप रहो. कभी कभी तो रोता हूं, कभी कभी तो रोने दो, कभी कभी तो रोता हूं, कभी कभी तो रोने दो. ये भी क्या बात हुई कि जब देखो ये कहते हो चुप रहो, चुप रहो, चुप रहो. 2 आंसू गिरे नहीं कि कोई आया बहलाने को, कोई आया फुसलाने को, कोई आया हैंकी लेके, कोई आया टॉफी लेके. 2 आंसू तो गिरने दो, गाल तो गीला होने दो. ये भी क्या बात हुई कि जब देखो ये कहते हो चुप रहो, चुप रहो, चुप रहो. क्यों क्लास हमारी लेते हो, क्यों क्लास हमारी लेते हो, क्यों लेक्चर हमको देते हो. जब भी रोता पाते हो बस वहीं शुरू हो जाते हो कि इतने बड़े होकर के भी क्यों बच्चों जैसे रोते हो. एंड मच वर्स, लड़का होकर के भी क्यों तुम लड़की जैसे रोते हो. अब कौन इन बड़ों को बतलाए, अब कौन इन बड़ों को समझाए कि तेंदुलकर भी रोता है, कि धोनी भी रोता है, 1 रन से मैच हार के विराट कोहली भी रोता है. आप कहेंगे ये तो देसी है. अरे रॉजर फेडरर भी रोता है, नदाल भी रोता है, एंडी मरे को देखो कितना रोता है, आमिर खान भी रोता है, शाहरुख खान भी रोता है. बड़े बड़े शहरों में ऐसा छोटा मोटा होता है. मैं तो छोटा बच्चा हूं, मैं तो छोटा बच्चा हूं, मुझे छोटा ही रहने दो. ये तो मेरा बचपन है, बचपन को बचपन ही रहने दो. ये भी क्या बात हुई कि जब देखो ये कहते हो चुप रहो, चुप रहो, चुप रहो.
So good. That is awesome.
So let me close with आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाए. I have always believed that the world has been made better not by pragmatic people, not by practical people. Practical people तो जिंदगी के साथ समझौता करता है. प्रैग्मेटिक इंसान जिंदगी के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज करता है, तो दुनिया प्रोग्रेस नहीं करती. जिद्दी लोग, पागल लोग दुनिया को बेहतर बनाते हैं. तो थॉमस एडिसन था, जिद्दी आदमी था, पागल था. मैं पागल when I say in a very respectful sense, I am using the word, extreme respectful sense. You know, आदमी किसी चीज की कोशिश करता है 10 बार, 20 बार, 40 बार, 50 बार, कुछ चीज नहीं हो रहा है तो छोड़ देता है. वो तो जिद्दी आदमी था, वो लगा रहा. How many attempts it took to get the bulb right?
Yeah.
He didn't give up. तो ऐसे पागल लोग ही जो हैं दुनिया को बेहतर बनाते हैं. गांधी पागल आदमी. You know, when I say पागल, I mean in the most respectful sense. That जिद्दी का है कि जिद पे अड़ गए कि नहीं हम वायलेंस नहीं करेंगे, आपको थप्पड़ मारना है, हम आपको you know I'll make you feel embarrassed by your own actions, but I will not embarrass myself. I will not stoop down to your level. Now that's a certain kind of madness. It's a certain kind of junoon, right? So it's people like this who make the world a better place. You know, people who quit their jobs and start a startup at age 35, where people say, अरे पागल तो नहीं हो गए हो, you have EMIs, you have loans, but वो रिस्क लेते हैं और फिर तब जाकर के कुछ you know एक रेड बस बनता है कि जहां पे आज हम आसानी से टिकटें बुक करते हैं बस के अंदर. So आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाए, आओ पागल हो जाए, तेज हवाओं से लड़ जाए, आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाए. आओ पैसों को ललचाएं कि पैसों के पीछे तो सब भागते हैं, पैसों को अपने पीछे भगाएं. आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाए, तेज हवाओं से लड़ जाए. आओ पैसों को ललचाएं, उससे उल्टी दिशा में जाएं, गर रास्ते में वो मिल जाए उसको कर दें टाटा बाय. थोड़ा पागल हो जाए. तेज हवाओं से लड़ जाए। आसमान के सारे तारे अपनी जेब में भर के लाए। यू नो, व्हेन यू एम रियली हाई, ऊंचे ऊंचे ख्वाब देखें, छोटे मोटे सपने क्या देखना। आसमान के सारे तारे अपनी जेब में भर के लाएं कि तारों से कंचे खेलेंगे और ये चांद हमारा स्ट्राइकर होगा। ये बेमानी सा सपना नहीं, जिद पे अड़ जाएं, इसी सपने को सच करके दिखलाएं। आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाए, आओ मौत से दोस्ती कर लें। जिंदगी में बहुत सारे डर होते हैं, परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल का डर, ईएमआई कैसे भरेंगे उसका डर, सबसे बड़ा डर मौत। आओ मौत से दोस्ती कर लें, उसको पार्टी में बुलवाएं, हफ्ते हफ्ते मिलके आए, हाय हेलो करके आए और दिल से मौत का डर हटा के जिंदगी से मिलने जाएं। आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाएं, तेज हवा लड़ जाएं। अपनी लाइन में चुटकुला भी है, जोक भी है, और वो जोक थोड़ा ऐसे है कि हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई हैं ये सारे भाई भाई। यही जोक था, क्योंकि आजकल तो जोक बना हुआ है, हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई है ये सारे भाई भाई। आओ इस चुटकुले को भी सच मान ले हम, थोड़ा पागल हो जाए हम, तेज हवाओं लड़ जाए हम। आइए फिर से बच्चे बन जाएं, ये मान लें कि अकेला ही सारी दुनिया को बदल सकता हूं मैं, क्योंकि जो मानता है वो ही बदलता है। तो बच्चे बन जाएं, जिद पे अड़ जाएं और अपनी कहानी अपनी जबानी कह के जाएं। आओ थोड़ा पागल हो जाए।
Wow, beautiful. I mean, that was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, so we are almost close to an hour, more than an hour. So thank you so much. So just before we end, I want to tell everybody that is joining us from the Storywala side, please follow the Paradigm Shift page. We bring you beautiful stories like Amin and the others who are doing so many things for the betterment of the society and self. And everybody that is joining us from the Paradigm Shift page, we will be tagging the story walas. Please go and look at their one-liners and all the other the story that the poetry that he's just read. We put it up on the story. Chup Raho. It's a beautiful poem. So please follow their work, and they're doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. And Amin, if you want to leave us with another one line for our viewers, please do.
नहीं और कोई I would just end with this, that the biggest legacy we can leave behind for our kids is the stories. So you know, a lot of times parents say कि कहाँ से कहानी सुनाए, you know, which stories to tell. अपनी जीवन की कहानी सुनाओ, you know, grandparents की कहानी सुनाओ। बच्चे grandparents को जानते नहीं हैं, वो they see, you know, grandparents, you know, spending 2 hours on a newspaper, eating arthritis pills 3 times a day, praying to God 5 times a day, or you know, a lot. What they don't know is that these were people who've done amazing things in their lives. You know, somebody ran away from home to marry someone. Somebody crossed the Sindh border, you know, Pakistan, Sindh se, you know, Hindustan आए partition के time पे, और उन्होंने they lost everything and then built up everything from scratch. They've done amazing things. हमको अपनी कहानियां नहीं पता, हम कहाँ से आए वो नहीं पता. So tell those stories, and tell those stories because they also form bonds. आपके जब बच्चे हैं तो you get about 10 years with them. जब वो 5 साल के होते हैं और थोड़ा उनका दिमाग, you know, when they start absorbing content, you know, from there till 15 आपके पास बस 10 साल है, because 15 साल के बाद आपने अपने घर में कितना टाइम बिताया? Hardly anything. You know, you went to study to Gujarat, to a college, and after that you hardly spend, you know, as much time with your parents. So you as a parent have got those 10 years with your kids or 15 years with those kids. उसके बाद वो भी चले जाएंगे 12th college, उसके बाद आपके भी टाइम नहीं होगा. So if you have a 10-year-old, you got 5 years left to build the bond of that relationship. और जिस घर की नींव मजबूत होती है ना, फिर उसका जिसकी फाउंडेशन मजबूत होती है, फिर उसकी इमारतें भी बड़ी हो सकती हैं. So spend that time with your kids and tell a lot of stories, not just because you want to teach them something, because you want to build the foundation of that relationship strong.
Right. So nice. You know, there's this one comment which says, wow, one of the best live sessions. Thank God I bumped into this one, made my day. Nilima says, it was beautiful, Amin. There is my father says Pagalpan has been equated with the genius, which is wonderful, beautiful. I mean, and there was somebody who said, okay, before you end the session, can you comment on kids not getting innocent environments? Beautiful old stories don't resonate with them anymore. If you'd like to take that one.
Well, kids are born with beautiful hearts, and if we start early, there's, it's like, when we go to an Ayurvedic retreat as adults, the thing they will do is they will clean your gut first. So they will, before you start doing yoga, before you start taking medicines, at any Ayurvedic retreat, what they will do is they'll start giving you acha khana. And when you start eating acha khana, your gut, your intestine gets clean, and that's the first place where you start. That's the core where you start. Similarly, जब हम बच्चों के साथ स्टार्ट करते हैं तो हमको ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हम वो टीवी पे कहानी दिखाएं. ये बड़ा लंबा सवाल है actually, but I'll try to do this very quickly.
Yeah.
Any story is a gift to the child, but bring it alive verbally. And I'll explain this. मैं एक कहानी 2 मिनट में आपको सुनाता हूँ. एक लड़का था राहुल, वो भाग के जंगल चला गया. छोटा सा लड़का था, बहुत पहले की कहानी है. वो भाग के जंगल चला गया. वो जब भाग के जंगल गया तो वो जंगल इतना घना था कि दिन का वक्त था, लेकिन वो जंगल के अंदर अंधेरा था. अब वो रुका वहां पे जंगल में. आवाजें सुनी उसने जंगल की, कुछ चिड़ियों की, कुछ जानवरों की, पत्तियों के सरसराने की, हवा के बहते जाने की. अब कुछ आवाजें उसने ऐसी सुनी जो उतनी फ्रेंडली नहीं थी. थोड़ा डर गया, पीछे मुड़ा कि घर जाता हूं. जैसे ही पीछे मुड़ा, उसका पैर एक पत्ते पे पड़ा. सूखा पत्ता था, जोर से चटका खटाक करके. डर गया उसी की आवाज से, अपनी आवाज से डर गया. लेकिन ज्यादा इसलिए डरा क्योंकि ये आवाज सुन के वो जो जानवर जिनकी आवाजें आ रही हैं, उन्होंने भी सुना होगा. अब वो मुझे पहचान लेंगे, दौड़ के इधर आएंगे. तो वहीं रुक गया. फिर सोचा भागू. जब उसने यहां नजर दौड़ाई तो सोचा मैं यहां से आया था या वहां से आया था या यहां से. अब वो रास्ता भूल गया, तो बस वहीं रुक गया. अब मैं यही रुक जाता हूं. How old was Rahul according to you, Deepshika? If I ask you that question, somebody may say 6 years old, somebody else may say 8 years old, somebody else may say 9 years old. If I say what was Rahul wearing, you may say he was wearing shorts and t-shirts. Somebody else may say he was wearing Nike shoes when he ran in. Somebody else may say वो barefoot भागा था. The forest you saw is different from the forest someone else saw, and the animals you imagined are different from animals. When we tell a story to a child, this is the innocence. And when I say innocence, this is imagination. That every child imagines their own forest, imagines the birds and animals, and imagines a different kind of Rahul. And when you tell stories, it builds imagination. And imagination is exercise of the mind. When we go to the gym to exercise the body, when you tell a story, you exercise the imagination of the kid. यही कहानी अगर बच्चा टीवी पे देखेगा, they will see the same Rahul, they will see the same forest, and they will see the same animals. There's less to imagine. So imagine, when you're telling a story, what are you doing? You're giving the gift of imagination to your child. What is a human being without imagination? तो ये innocence वाला सवाल मैं imagination के साथ लिंक कर रहा हूँ कि we are born with that power, but we have to build that. तो ये बड़ी जिम्मेदारी वाला काम है. Don't tell just to entertain, वो तो हो ही जाएगा, entertainment. But these are the byproducts of storytelling. These are the side effects. इस दवाई के side effect बहुत हैं और सारे के सारे अच्छे हैं.
Beautiful. This has been a beautiful conversation. There's this one very, very cool comment. I want to just finish with this. Heartcast, Dreamcast says, have no idea what you're talking about, but it's beautiful. So thank you, Amin, for joining us. This has been a great evening, and have a great Sunday, you guys, and stay safe, stay indoors, and mask up, and please, we don't need the third wave, please. So please stay safe. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Amin. Bye-bye. Take care.